Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Berwick area track and field, the girls and the guys. Joining us is the head coach, Bob Calarco. Well, Bob, a nice and competitive Wyoming Valley Conference is always a challenge each and every year when you get to it. Let's talk about this year's team. First, over on the girls' side, tell us about some of the throwers you have for Berwick this year.
Well, John, first of all, I'd like to thank you very much for having me on the show. I have to say we have a very talented thrower in Olivia Seely, who joins us from the football team, coincidentally. She's actually our leader in throws in all three events, the shot, the disc, and the jab. She's qualified for districts in all three events so far. And aside from her talent in track and handling the throwing event, she's emerging as a team leader for us as well.
Well, I've heard great things about Olivia Seely. I've seen her play football and does a heck of a job there. And I know she's a very, very talented athlete. It's always nice to have that. When we move along and go to the middle distance and distance runners there at Berwick, tell us about some of the girls that so far are performing pretty well.
Well, I'll tell you, in the 2 mile, we have a young girl that we're very, very excited about in Samantha Dyer. She's our lone qualifier right now in the distance event. She's doing a great job for us. We recently competed down at the Jim Thorpe Invitational where she had her season best of a 12:53 in the 2 mile, and she is also actually anchoring our 4x8 relay once in a while when we need her. We don't have her in that event all the time, but she's certainly doing a good job for us there. Also, her sister Lizzie Dyer. Both of them come to us from the cross-country team where they had a great season. Lizzie's helping out with the 2 mile, and also she battles her sister night in and night out in the mile, just a few seconds off their time. Both of them have qualified in the mile event, actually, already this year. As far as the 800 goes, we have two very promising girls, Olivia Conklin and Gina Montecalvo. Olivia Conklin and Carly Montecalvo. They haven't qualified for districts yet, but they work very hard at practice, and we're expecting them to crack that district qualifying time probably this week or next.
And Bob, how about over on the sprinting side? Tell us about some of the girls that are working hard and trying to better their times this year.
Yeah, well, first I'll tell you what. In the hurdles, we have in the high hurdles, Alexis Stieber and Michelle Katarski are both doing a great job for us. Michelle has a season best of 16.9, and Steve has a season best of 17.1, both qualifying them for districts as well. And in the 300 hurdles, Michelle Katarski is probably one of the leaders in the district, I think, at this point, with a 51.9. The qualifying time is a 56 in that event. And Stieber also is really doing a great job in the 200 for us. She qualified the other day down at Jim Thorpe with 27.5. And she's one of those athletes, I think you might remember her from basketball, that we could put her in a number of different events. And it seems like she'll score for us in those events because she's also one of our leaders in the jumps as well. As far as the 100 goes, we have a couple of girls. Priscilla Mitchell was hurt early in the season, so really missed her. She would have been definitely our anchor in the 100 and 200. But she did bounce back from her early injury with a 13.4 the other day and qualified for districts. And we also have a girl by the name of Monique Hall who's doing a great job for us and has qualified in the 100. And I think it's only a matter of time before she qualifies herself in the 200 as well.
We're talking with Bob Calarco here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. They have locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, Hazleton, and Williamsport. We're talking Berwick track and field. Well, let's head over to the guys' side, Bob. And first, let's start with the sprinters for the Berwick boys. Tell us about some of the guys that are performing well so far.
Well, we have two young sprinters that we're very excited about. Harrison Kuchka is only a freshman. He's up with the varsity this year. And Daquan Hellenthal, who joins us from the football team, showed a lot of tremendous speed on the football field this year. They've both run around a 12.6 this year as their best. They're both young, and they work real hard for us. And Harrison is actually qualified in the 200 as well with a 24 flat. and DeQuan has qualified in 200 as well for district. So we're hoping that as the season progresses and they continue to work on their sprinting technique and their starts coming out of the blocks, that they'll get a little bit better for us.
And then we move along over to the mid-distance and distance events on the guys' side for the Bulldawgs.
I'll tell you what, that's where we're very excited. We have a very talented group of middle distance and distance runners on the boys' side. I'm going to start by talking about our 4x8 team. They're currently undefeated on the season. Dylan Geringer, Trey Pruitt, Bo Blass, and Chris Hampton are doing a great job for us. They ran a season best 8:38 the other day. As I said, they're undefeated on the season, and we just expect great things from them, and we're really anticipating that they could probably maybe place in the top 3 at districts right now. And Dylan Geringer, who is the leader of that pack, is also in dual meets, doing a great job in the 1600 and in the 3200. He's certainly the leader of the distance group. He's qualified for districts in all of his events, and he's scored points in every event that he's running for us this year. As far as you mentioned the middle distance as well. We have two guys there. A youngster, a sophomore by the name of Bo Blass, who's emerging as a leader in that group. He's run a 2:08 so far for his best, and I mentioned Chris Hampton as part of that 4x8 team. He's also doing a great job for us in that 800 event, and also anchoring our 4x4 relay team.
We'll wrap things up, Bob, with the field events this year. Tell us about some of the Bulldogs that you have expectations for as the season goes on here.
We have 2 pole vaulters that we're excited about. C.J. Lewis and Tommy Labaugh are both approaching 12.6 mark in the pole vault. We're very excited. We expect that by the time district rolls around, they will be cracking that mark. We also have a couple of exciting jumpers. I mentioned DeQuan Hellenthal is one of our sprinters. He's our leader in the long jump. He's approaching 20 feet. And Max Thomas in the triple jump and Holden Regal in the triple jump as well are both doing a great job for us. Our field events, we have some youngsters there. We're trying to fill some holes there that were left by Gavin Harder when he graduated. But those kids are working real hard. Mason Vandermark, Josh Arenza, to name a couple of guys that are starting to stand out for us in the shot disc area.
Bob Calarco joining us here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Well, Bob, talking about the Wyoming Valley Conference, it seems like there are no slouches, so to speak. Every team has some talent in different areas. Tell us about what you've met so far in the conference and what you expect to meet in the coming weeks.
Well, I'll tell you that you're correct. The Valley Conference is very, very competitive for us. Our girls, because of the balance that we have so far, are actually 2-1 right now, having lost to Hazleton the other day. Our boys, unfortunately, have fallen a little bit short in each of the meets, running a 0-3 right now. But like I said, we're excited about some of the individual efforts that we're getting in the individual times. And when we went down to Jim Thorpe the other day, our boys actually finished 6th out of 17 teams. And I think that speaks well to the top level of the talent that we have there. And that's why I think both our boys and girls individually can definitely make some noise at districts. The conference is tough. Titanic is certainly one of the better teams. We'll be going up there this week to compete against them. And Hazleton just throws a tremendous amount of talent at you. So you expect night in and night out to be challenged. And I think that's great for the kids because it really pushes them to excel to their best.
Well, as expected, what you get out of the Berwick Bulldogs when they hit the court, hit the field, or hit the track, you get a blue-collar effort. And Bob Calarco, I know you're proud of your kids, the girls and the guys, and looking forward to the coming weeks when we get to the district showdown up in Scranton.
We certainly are. I know the kids are getting excited for that now. We just got all the qualifying standards officially, and the kids I know on an individual level are amping up their efforts, and that's always a great time for them to look forward to, and we certainly are excited about it.
Bob Calarco, he is the head coach for the girls and the guys at Berwick area here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.